Hi, and welcome to week 7, Applying the Historical Books. This week we have 2 goals and several assignments. First goal is to prepare to teach a section of the Book of Ruth to a contemporary Christian context. So we're really building on week 6 here. You have finished your initial review and analysis of Ruth. And now it's really time to work more into application. How would you teach this book to a contemporary audience? And then to suggest concrete applications for Christians today from a section of Ruth. Now, our assignment 7.1 is mapping the message, and it's a worksheet. Choose a portion of the book of Ruth, or all of it, that you would like to prepare to teach. Using the Mapping the Message worksheet to complete and submit this assignment using Chisholm's methodology in Chapter 5 in a single worksheet. So the following: identify the passage you have selected. All right, so let's back up here. Not as well written as I would like. So you're going to first read Chisholm's methodology, Chapter 5. You need to understand the methodology that you're going to use. Then go to the Mapping the Message worksheet and see how that's laid up and how Chisholm's methodology will work. Then you want to select a passage of Ruth that you're going to, or in the entire book, that you're going to analyze. In the worksheet, you want to identify the passage you've selected. Then provide short answers to the 4 questions he suggests for finding theological principles. That would be page 190 under the heading Finding the Principles. So if you've got an online version, look for the subheading Finding the Principles. List at least 2 homiletical trajectories, which are on page 1996, below the Applying the Principles heading. So you want to answer the questions. Then you want to look for what trajectories of understanding, homiletical findings that you would preach that start in the book of Ruth and then carry forward. Synthesize these ideas into one single summary statement at the bottom of the worksheet. Note this process is summarized on the final page of Chapter 5. So you're really going to want to use Chisholm's methodology and analysis to understand and teach Ruth. Now for assignment 7.2, it's called the McCall evaluation. Write a 2-page paper evaluating the McCall essay for week 6. So read McCall and evaluate it. What are the strengths and weaknesses of McCall's paper? Now for both, you're going to want to interact with McCall, but it's not just your opinion. It's your opinion based upon what evidence. So be sure as you write and as you evaluate that you find either biblical support or outside research support to give as evidence for why you think these things are strengths and why you think these points are weaknesses. And then what benefits can be gained from critical biblical scholarship. Finally, what drawbacks are there to critical biblical scholarship? As always, please use Turabian format. So we have 2 assignment papers, well, a worksheet and a paper, and then we also have a discussion post. In the discussion post, first paste your summary statement from assignment 7.1 into this discussion. Then provide 3 concrete application trajectories for yourself and your church community. So as you look at assignment 7.1, what are 3 takeaways that you could use as bullet points for yourself or your church? Be specific, but be brief. In other words, get to the point, but also give me some understanding as to what your point is. Describe the who, what, where, when, and why of each. For example, if your summary statement highlights God's faithfulness in one application trajectory, You might suggest keeping a journal to record instances of God's faithfulness in one's life. So what I'm saying here is give a takeaway. God's faithfulness is something we find. And then how might you track, understand, apply God's faithfulness to our own lives? And in this example, one might have a journal to record instances of God's faithfulness in our lives. This would create a log of reminders for moments of despair, like Naomi's in Ruth 1:13 and verses 20 to 21. So, use your two-peer interactions, in other words, your feedback, your ongoing discussion, to compare summary statements. What did you like about their statement, and how could they improve? As always, our discussion posts are due on Friday at midnight, with ongoing interaction and engagement throughout the weekend. Last thoughts. First, course evaluations are open, and it's really important to me and to Moody that you complete that course evaluation. As I mentioned last week, I use them to improve my teaching. Moody uses them to evaluate me and to evaluate the course. As always, email or call me with any questions, and have a great week.